Hi, I'm Father Brian Brooks, the pastor of the Church of St. Benedict here in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, and offering a reflection for day for July 3rd. It is, on the church's calendar, it is the feast of St. Thomas the Apostle, one of the original 12 apostles called by our Lord. He's the one that's best known because he doubts the report of the resurrection. And so it's sometimes referred to as the doubting Thomas. There's a famous painting by the Italian Renaissance artist Caravaggio about Thomas and his unbelief, in which shows him touching the side of Jesus, the wound in his from the marks of the crucifixion. Because we hear in the gospel reading for today, for Thomas's feast, from the Gospel of John, chapter 20, about that when Jesus appears before the 12, Thomas is not there, which refers to the remaining apostles. Thomas is not there. He hears reports of the risen Christ. He doubts it, and he says, "Not until I put my hands in the wounds will I believe." Well, a week later, Jesus appears to them again, and also to Thomas, and that brings him to belief. So that's the context, the reflection that I'm going to read here in a moment, and it's by Monsignor Romano Garadini. He was an Italian priest, was also known as a professor of theology and philosophy, and also liturgist. He died in the late 1960s. But this is about Thomas and being called to belief. And blessed are those who believe, he says. Perhaps Thomas had a narrow escape from a great danger. He wanted proofs, wanted to see and touch, but then too it might have been rebellion deep within him, the vainglory of an intelligence that would not surrender, a sluggishness and coldness of heart. He got what he asked for, a look and a touch. But it must have been a concession that he deplored having received when he thought on it afterwards. He could have believed and been saved, not because he got what he demanded. And he could have believed because God's mercy had touched his heart and given him the grace of interior vision, the gift of opening the heart and of its surrender. God could also have let him stay with the words he had spoken, in the state of unbelief that cuts itself off from everything, that insists on human evidence to become convinced. In that case, he would have remained an unbeliever and gone on his way. In that state, external seeing and touching would not have helped him at all. He simply would have called it delusional. What comes from God is only seen and grasped when the heart is open and the spirit purged of self. Then it awakens faith. But when these conditions are not present, there are always reasons to be found to say solemnly and impressively that it was all delusion. Blessed indeed are those who have not seen and yet have believed. So let us have hearts that are open to the Lord's mercy for us, calling us to, even though we have not seen him as Thomas demands, have not touched the wounds in his side, that we too believe, that we're not delusional. The Lord is risen, truly is risen. God bless you and keep you safe.